Hey there everyone. Today I want to talk about my $15 restored hatchet. I've been using this tool for well over a year now, and over time this has actually become my most favored bushcraft cutting tool. The hatchet is more efficient than the knife in processing large amounts of wood, and it is much more versatile than the saw. So over the last year, I have made 5 simple and inexpensive modifications that has greatly improved the efficiency and capability of my bushcraft hatchet. Firstly, I made my hatchet as sharp as humanly possible. The hatchet needs to be so sharp that it can shave hair. It should be able to cut through sheets of paper just like a Mora knife does. A hatchet needs to be so sharp that just sliding your fingernails over the edge should take little slivers of nail flakes off. A hatchet needs to be so sharp that it's able to do fine carving just like a knife. You should be able to shave, make little trap sets, you should be able to make fine curls in wood to make fuzz sticks and so on. To get a hatchet that sharp, there's 3 methods that I have tried. One is to take the tool to the stone by using a regular sharpening stone. The second method is to use a stone puck and take the stone to the tool. The third method is the Rooster method. I found that on the internet. That basically what you're doing is you're taking a drywall spreader, putting a piece of sandpaper on it, and then using that to slide across the bit of your hatchet. Tip number 2, you want your hatchet to have a lanyard hole, and you want to put a piece of cordage in there around the hole. This is really easy. Most hatchet handles come with it. If not, you can just drill a little hole using a power drill and then put a little piece of cordage in there. The purpose of this is that you can hang up your hatchet anywhere that you go. And it basically protects the head from touching moisture, thus causing rust, and it protects the head from hitting anything like little rocks or bits of dirt that might dull the super sharp edge. Tip number 3, I made the hatchet handle as thin as safely possible. To do this, you need to make sure that your hatchet handle has a very good grain orientation. It should be pretty much vertical. And also, the growth rings should be very tightly packed. When you know that you have a good handle material, then you can remove layers of wood from this handle using something like a spoke shave or even your Mora knife. But the point is, when you make the handle as thin as possible, it allows you to get a comfortable grip along the entire length of that handle. And when you have a comfortable grip, it becomes easier when doing bushcraft tasks, when wood processing, to switch different positions along that handle. And you need to switch positions very frequently, or at least I found the need to, because when you're doing bushcraft tasking, you're constantly switching between larger wood processing tasks and smaller, finer wood processing tasks. So by switching position along that handle, what you're doing is you're adjusting between power of your cuts and the precision of your cuts. Another benefit of a thinner handle is that for every swing that you make, more of the energy of that swing goes into the head and less towards accelerating the handle. So your cuts actually become deeper for the same amount of effort expended. Tip number 4, while thinning the handle is good, you want to make sure that you don't thin it so much that it throws the hatchet off balance. It is very, very important that your hatchet has a good balance. And the way to tell that it's balanced is by putting your fingers right along the handle and finding that balance point. A hatchet that's well balanced should be balanced right near the head. Why do we need the hatchet to be balanced? The reason is because by having a balanced hatchet, you increase the precision of your cuts. When you see a hatchet that sort of wobbles or it glances off of a piece of wood, chances are the head is too heavy. And while that increases the efficiency of the cut, it reduces the precision and accuracy of the swing, making the hatchet more dangerous to use. Another benefit of having a balanced handle is that when you choke up to the head for finer grained wood processing tasks, because the weight of the handle balances the head, it causes less hand fatigue over time. So you're able to perform those tasks for longer periods of time. Tip number 5, you want to give the toe of your bit of the hatchet a 90-degree angle. I used a bastardized file to make that flat angle. And you want to pay particular attention to the very tip where the bit meets the toe. You want to make that as flat and as 90-degree as humanly possible. This modification serves two purposes. The first is that you can use the tip of the toe almost like the point of a knife. You can make it to pry, to stab, and to make little dimples in wood. It's a very useful cutting feature. The second major benefit of it is that your edge is 90 degrees. You can use your fire steel to make sparks, and that gives you another option to start fires just with your hatchet and a fire steel. These are 5 tips that I made to my hatchet, and it has really improved the performance of this tool and the enjoyment of it for me. I hope this has been super helpful for you. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye, guys.